Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to my next concept and analysis video. So for today's talk, we're going to be going over 7 scientifically proven benefits of gratitude. Now, why have I decided to go with this concept? Gratitude, it's a great value to have, right? I believe in life there comes times when we get over flooded with bad news. Maybe a lot of bad things happen to us one after the other. But initially we're in a good state, but because we've been hit so hard repetitively, consistently over time, it could affect our view of our life and the quality of our life, and it may detract from what we have, right? It may make us forget at times the good that we have in our life. So that's exactly what gratitude is about. Gratitude is about centering us, keeping us clear-headed and focusing not only on the reality of the circumstance that we're in, but also the good that exists too. And with that comes a lot of benefits for you. And we're going to go over those benefits now, as stated here in this title. And as I take you through each benefit, we're going to break it down and elaborate on it. All right. So for the first benefit here, it indicates that gratitude opens the door to more relationships. Not only does saying thank you constitute good manners, but showing appreciation can help you win new friends, according to a study, right? So why is that? I mean, it can benefit you in relationships because when you're grateful towards people, you appreciate them. Obviously, that's going to make them feel good. You're going to give them a good vibe about that. And it's more likely that they're going to come back or want to get to know you further or interact with you further, okay? So I would say expressing gratitude in your social interactions is great because it does allow you to foster a good rapport and a good foundation to begin with for longevity in the interaction that you have, all right? And it also develops positive views of you, which is good too. Next up, gratitude improves physical health. Grateful people experience fewer aches and pains, and they report feeling healthier than other people, according to a study that was conducted. So if you appreciate your body and you're grateful for your body, it's more likely that you're going to do the right things to take care of it. You're going to eat well, you're going to do exercise often to maintain the strength of your body and its longevity. So that's what this pertains to. We've got gratitude socially that we can express to individuals, but we've got gratitude within our own physical health, you know, grateful for your organs, that they're healthy and working well, the strength of your body, you know, the physical capacity you have, maybe to complete some big feats, whether it's in sports or working long hours. You know, be grateful for your body, be grateful for this engine that you have. And overall, that will improve your physical health in time, because you're more likely to do the right things to maintain that, okay? Gratitude improves psychological health. Gratitude reduces a multitude of toxic emotions ranging from envy and resentment to frustration and regret. Research confirms that gratitude effectively increases happiness and reduces depression. So this comes back to what we're explaining in the beginning of this talk. Gratitude is one of the most healthiest emotions that we can express, and we can only hold one emotion at a time, right? So by emphasizing this emotion, we block out all others, and this will bring us to a state of positivity. And you know, when you're in a grateful state, you're more likely to focus on the good. So things won't bother you as much, and you won't get taken away of irritability, frustration of different situations. So it does improve psychological health very well. Gratitude enhances empathy and reduces aggression, kind of tied to point 3 as I was just explaining. Grateful people are more likely to behave in a pro-social manner, even when others behave less kind. What else it elaborates here is that gratitude scales were less likely to retaliate against others, even when given negative feedback. So the ones that were ranked higher on gratitude scales, less likely to retaliate. They experience more sensitivity and empathy toward other people and decreased desire to seek revenge. Wow, so it seems like, gratitude puts people in kind of a Zen mind state where they're unaffected by the externals and their focus is so centered and humble. I think they can ignore little things around them, or maybe even bigger things, depending on how developed they are with this value. So it does seem, as I explained, it's just a way to keep us grounded and, not let us get caught off track with the things that happen in life. It just keeps us balanced and gives us peace of mind, let's say. Next benefit is grateful people sleep better. Writing in a gratitude journal improves sleep, according to a study that was conducted. Spend just 15 minutes jotting down a few general sentiments before bed, and you may sleep better and longer. So this is a pretty good practical tip for you guys out there to engage in. Just spend some time, maybe you've got a journal, and just write down all the good things that you've got going on for you in your life. And maybe even when you're in a bad mood, this could be something that you could do to get rid of that bad mood. You can just focus your mind on the good things. By focusing on good things, we feel good, we feel better, and it generates a good cycle for us. It gets us out of negative cycles where we're tearing ourselves down with negative thought patterns and emotions. Okay, so keeping a journal in general is good for emotional management. We can log your emotions and thoughts and what's going on in your day, just so you can get them out there, out of your head, and see them for what they are. But, as I said here, this is pretty good as well. Grateful people sleep better, and you can encourage better sleep through using a journal before you go to bed. Obviously, there's times, I know when things have happened to me in my life where sleep would be hard to complete because maybe something happened and it really unsettled me. It made me feel very bad. But for myself, even thinking it through, visualizing through a scenario, what could have been done better, how to avoid a scenario in the future, or using a journal like this, they're all things that can help you kind of put negative emotion aside and improve sleep, as is stated here. Okay, so gratitude improves the quality of your sleep. The sixth benefit is gratitude improves self-esteem. So this study that was published found that gratitude increased athletes' self-esteem, which is an essential component to optimal performance. So of course we know that the more confident you are, the more likely you are to take risks, and risk is associated with reward, right? And achieving your objectives, you got to put yourself out there. You've got to take risks to make it big sometimes. Other studies have shown that gratitude reduces social comparisons. Rather than becoming resentful toward people who have more money or better jobs, which is a major factor in reduced self-esteem, grateful people are able to appreciate other people's accomplishments. So that's a pretty interesting point. If you compare yourself to people out there in life that you see, you have no idea about what they've been through in their life, what their current level of development is, who they know to have achieved all they've achieved. So yeah, that could make sense in why it drags some people down. But that's a very healthy thing that it explains here. Seeing someone who's doing really good, just be happy for them. You know what I mean? Just appreciate them, what they've done, what they've achieved, how far they've come. And just have nothing but good thoughts for them. Basically gratitude. Okay, be grateful. And for people who may be dealing with that challenge, when they see someone doing well and they feel down, so maybe that's reminding them of what they don't have and what they wish they'd have. But those people can take that in a positive way rather than a negative way, in that sense, by just being happy for the person rather than focusing on the differences they have in comparison to that person and what they don't have. And the seventh and final benefit is gratitude increases mental strength, believe it or not. So for years, research has shown gratitude not only reduces stress, but it may also play a major role in overcoming trauma. That is fantastic news to hear, because as we know in life, many people unfortunately go through some pretty tough situations, whether it's rough upbringings, receiving poor parenting, neglect, abuse. These are the realities of life. It's tough to hear, tough to talk about, but that stuff goes on. So it's very good to hear that, you know, just this value of gratitude, it's not even necessarily a skill. It's just something that we have within ourselves that we can practice and apply. It helps with trauma. And it was shown with Vietnam War veterans. Okay, so it helped them in dealing with their post-traumatic stress disorder. The more grateful they were, the less they experienced that. That is amazing to hear, guys. You know, that should be a real key indicator, pushing you forward to engage more in gratitude. I'd really, really encourage you guys to do that. Okay, it's a beautiful value, and it just helps you get in touch with the good things in life, and it makes you more connected to people, I would say. So yeah, go ahead and, you know, run back through this video if you have to, if you want to read more through each of these points that was outlined. Have a think about these benefits and whether you are engaging in each of the practices that we discussed. And yep, I hope this video will help you develop a greater amount of gratitude in your life and remind you of the good things you have. Thank you so much for watching. And we'll now get into the final part of this video, which is the video analysis. And we're going to be looking at a professional in the field of mindfulness. And he is going to be discussing the concept and the value of gratitude, along with another concept as well. I'll tie it in because it's closely related. And we'll just listen to him and hear what he has to say and really get in on the topic because it's his field and he's really studied it.
Gratitude. To bring gratitude to the present moment because, well, say, for one thing, just we're alive. We take that so much for granted. A little gratitude. Wow, the body's working. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. My eyes work, my feet work. If, you know, the liver is working, the kidneys are working. I mean, we take so much for granted. So in that sense, the 7 attitudes are a way to remind us of that, and gratitude really should be in that list. Another one would be generosity. A sense of like how powerful it is when you give yourself over to life, and that you give other people what would make them happy. Not for yourself, not so that you can pat yourself on the back and say, I am a generous person, but because it gives joy to others. It enhances interconnectedness. You demonstrate that you care and that you are actually giving some time and attention and thought to someone other than yourself. So both gratitude and generosity, I think, should be included in that list. I could go on, but I think that 9 would be enough. It's hard to keep more than 9 things in mind at any one time. And of course, they're all completely interconnected, so you don't have to actually remember any of it. If you are practicing non-striving, then everything else is embedded in that. Acceptance is embedded in that. Generosity is embedded in that. Gratitude is embedded in that. Trust is embedded in that, and so forth. So any one of these attitudes is a door into all of them. And that's why they really are forming, in some sense, just different ways of understanding what mindfulness is really about. And I probably should say that in all Asian languages, the word for mind and the word for heart are the same word. So in English, when you hear the word mindfulness, if you're not hearing the word heartfulness, you're really not understanding it fully.
Okay guys, so that was Jon Kabat-Zinn, and he was just going over kind of like his philosophy, I guess you could call that, 9 attitudes, and he was explaining gratitude and generosity in this clip, but he has a number of other attitudes towards living and being, which he outlines, and you can search him up on YouTube. He's a very good person to listen to, and he's helped me personally a lot watching his videos. He can help you reflect on yourself and, you know, just your views on life, your approaches, and how to improve them and be more zen, basically. So, yep, he expressed some good points in this video. I like how he talked about the interconnectedness between the different values. I mean, generosity and gratitude, they're kind of interconnected. He talked about non-striving, you know, being in a more of an acceptance kind of a state of the things that come up in your life. So what we know is that all of these positive attitudes, you know, doing one is closely related to the other. And that's a good thing because we're creating a positive cycle in our life by, you know, moving from one good to the next, right? So ultimately, you want to practice positive values. That's what we're trying to take away from this video. You know, avoiding emotions like resentment, anger, fear, those kinds of emotions. You know, all emotions are natural to us as humans, but how we respond to them is what will determine how they'll impact us. And we want to engage in productive ways with emotions. If an emotion doesn't serve us a beneficial purpose in the instance, it's better to ignore it and try to move away from it and dismiss it as much as possible. So yep, great video, great talk. I hope this video helped you out, guys. Much love. I'll express my gratitude right now by saying I really appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you so much for your support.